For the Flock family, what is up, man? I miss you guys. Had to come on here. We've been away. It's been a couple weeks since we uploaded. Been away for some training, but I had to come on here with this video. I'm in the car right now because of the Jaire Alexander news. The Ravens have signed him to a one-year deal up to $6 million. Man, if this has got to get you fired up, right? The secondary that the Ravens have built is something special on paper. I mean, we got to see how it meshes on the field on Sundays, but what the talent they have in this room right now is absolutely absurd. And it's not like Jaire Alexander is like a washed guy past his prime. He's only 28 years old, about the same age as Marlon Humphrey, who had probably his best season as a Raven last season. But Jaire Alexander, man, he had the 16th overall coverage grade according to PFF last season. He's been one of the best corners every single year since he's been in the National Football League. And now you're pairing him up with Marlon Humphrey and then first-round selection Nate Wiggins, who, by the way, put on a little bit of extra muscle this offseason. And then the best safety in the National Football League right now by, according to most standards, in Kyle Hamilton. And then another first-round selection in Malachi Starks. The Ravens are building something special. But let's not just stop there, like just the talent. It's also the coaching staff that they built. Now you have the second year of defensive coordinator Zach Orr. The second year is always better for offensive and defensive coordinators. We saw that with Mike McDonald as well before he got a head coaching gig in Seattle. But it's also Chuck Pagano, who was added as a secondary coach. And then also the addition that they made from Kansas City, the secondary coach from KC as well, who was under the tutelage of one of the best defensive minds in NFL history, really, in Steve Spagnuolo. So the Ravens defense could be something fierce. And it doesn't just stop at the secondary. I mean, now we're talking about Jaire Alexander, Marlon Humphrey, Kyle Hamilton, Malachi Starks. You got depth. TJ Tampa's apparently making plays. Second year since he's been drafted. Man, Chidobe Awuzie is healthier than he's been in the last two seasons. He's a talented guy. The Ravens are now loaded at the secondary. Not just loaded, but also deep. They got some real depth at that position, man. But it doesn't stop there. Look at Roquan Smith in the middle of the defense as an all-pro linebacker. And then we got, some pass rushers. We got, another year for Odafe Oweh. He put on 20 pounds, still looking fast. He had 10 sacks last year. He's gotten better every single year. Kyle Van Noy is a nice veteran edge rusher there. And then Mike Green, wait and see what he looks like, man. So this Ravens defense is something special. On paper, we got to see. Again, got to see how this shakes out on Sundays, but I got a feeling it's going to look really good. I would not be surprised if the Ravens have the best defense in the NFL next season. They're loaded all throughout the roster. This is probably the best roster Eric DeCosta has built, and since he's been the general manager. I mean, this might be one of the best rosters in Ravens history when we're looking at Lamar Jackson, future Hall of Famer, Derrick Henry, future Hall of Famer, all pros all over the I didn't even talk about Matabike yet, what he can do as a pass rusher, man. But this roster is special. It's deep. The receivers, the tight ends. I'm fired up for this Ravens football team, man. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below about Jaire Alexander. I'm so excited, man. Another thing we got to talk about is that this puts Marlon Humphrey back in the slot where he's had his most success as a Raven. 2019 All-Pro, last year All-Pro, some of his best two seasons. He was primarily a nickel cornerback. John Harbaugh also was very open about saying that, hey, that's my favorite spot for Marlon Humphrey. Like, yeah, he can cover outside. He can go toe-to-toe with the best of them outside, but it's very obvious that there's no one better in the NFL as a true nickel defensive back than Marlon Humphrey. What he does as a blitzer, physical in the box, coming downhill in the run game, but then also able to cover big tight ends, slot receivers, He's got so much versatility, man. This Ravens secondary, this gets me fired up. So this is probably what it's going to look like. Marlon Humphrey in the nickel, Jaire Alexander, Nate Wiggins on the outside. That gets me pretty fired up, especially the flashes we saw from Nate Wiggins last year. And then Chidobe Awuzie, TJ Tampa in the mix in the rotation as well. They like to get more cornerbacks on the field. But, man, Jaire Alexander to the Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson said to Eric DeCosta, go get him. Go get him, Eric. And if that tells you anything about what Eric DeCosta and this Ravens organization think about Lamar Jackson, man, they got a lot of respect for him. He says go get him the next day. They go get him, man. So the two Louisville stars reunite. You saw the reaction when they dabbed it up and they hugged each other. They were excited to be on the same team. It's also important to note that there was much higher offers for Jaire. It's not like the Ravens are getting a washed-up player on a cheap deal. Like, no, he was getting higher offers, but he wanted to come to Baltimore. Baltimore wanted him. Hand in glove type of fit. Jaire Alexander to the Baltimore Ravens. Let's go, baby, man. Smash the like button if you enjoyed this little car commentary on this Ravens news, man. We'll be back next week and be back in the swing of things with your Ravens content. I absolutely love you guys. I miss you guys. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next video.